Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden packs? Look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable MUT coins on the market. And don't forget to use code Ferdy at checkout for 5% off. What's going on, guys? Today we have another update to the cornerback tier list. As we do, we're going to talk about some of the more top tier names, the A tier, the S tier guys, and a lot of the new names that I do want to talk about in today's video. Before we get started though, of course, if you are in the 54% of people who watch the videos and are not subscribed, let's change that right now. Head down there, hit the subscribe button, turn on those notifications. And if you want a chance to be shouted out in the next video, comment who your favorite cornerback is on your squad right now. Without further ado, let's just get started. First up, we have the free field pass Ty Law. When fully upgraded, he can go up to a 94 overall. This card is not possible to get yet. Obviously, you have to come in, you kind of have to level up throughout the season or whatever. But 94 speed, 94 acceleration, 92 zone, or sorry, 95 zone, 92 man coverage, 92 press, 82 hands, so we should be okay with 86 pursuit and can't really tackle that well at 5'11". However, he does get deep zone KO, flat zone KO, pick artist, and deep out zone KO. So, you know, if you go deep zone, you don't need deep out zone because you already have deep zone for 3. Pick artist, if it was free, I think would have a little bit more value on the card. But honestly, this card could have been better for a field pass card. Most field pass cards are unique because they get like a new ability, whatever the case is. This guy really doesn't get that. You know, he kind of gets a deep zone that Woodson had last season, and is mainly for you zone guys out there. Yes, he does get short route. You can give it to him, but it's just not discounted. And if at this point, I don't see a vision in, you know, going after a zone guy to play man when there are so many good man discounts now being kind of introduced into the game. So if you play zone, deep zone KO is really, really good. I think, you know, I honestly though, if you're playing that cornerback, you probably only need deep out zone KO because most of the time the corner just drops into that third or that fourth or that half, whatever the case is, compared to them kind of dropping to the middle of the field unless you're playing him at a slot position. So obviously this one's a little bit more niche if you're running that ability, but deep out zone KO is really nice, obviously, for 1 AP. With these stats, looks pretty good, and obviously height doesn't matter as far as you having a KO on him. Yes, you might not get as many picks, and I do value height a ton more on cornerbacks than I do on any other position or DBs in general, really. So I think, yeah, 5'11", Ty Law. I'm going to put him up here at A tier, in between. I'll probably put him more like in this spot here. I do like Tillman a lot, mainly. I'll show you why I like Tillman. I maybe should have talked about Tillman in today's video, but we'll just do a quick little part talking about him real quick. So Charles Tillman card, I like 94 speed, 90 acceleration, 6'2", good hands, and also I like his tackling ability as well. So that's why I put Tillman in front of Ty Law. More of a man-to-man situation here, right? He doesn't get deep out zone KO, so if you need deep out zone KO, go Law. If you don't, go Tillman. I think Tillman's a much better tackler. I mean, just more well-rounded, honestly. So I mean, and also if all your corners don't have abilities, right? Tillman's a good option there too. And also his price is also he's also a really, really good buy right now with people selling off their zero chill teams or ghost teams and going about that 60 playoff team. So Charles Tillman also a really, really good option. The next man up is Darius Slay Jr. 94 speed, 97 acceleration. So this card does play very, very well in and out of his breaks and things like that. Also good COD and good agility, which actually does matter in coverage. These stats do matter. Yes, it's quite marginal, whatever the word is supposed to use there. Yes, it's not the craziest difference, but it does make a difference. If you had a corner with these same exact stats and 80 agility, 80 COD, you'd be able to visually see that he's just not getting in and out of his breaks very well. So this mix right here of these 3 stats make this card play very well, and most Slay cards have similar stats to this, so that's why Slay cards always do play pretty good. 6 foot, can play man, can play zone, 80 hands, not the best, you know, against the run, 500k right now, but does get deep out zone KO for 2 as well as free pick artist. So really, regardless of what you're running, right, regardless of what you're running, whether it's man or zone, this card can have a fit on your team because he has good enough man stats. But the free pick artist, before this video, we actually barely had any free pick artist. I think in the last cornerback tier list, all we had was DaRon Bland. I'm pretty sure. I could be a little bit wrong on that, but that's kind of what I thought we had. Only DaRon Bland for corners. Oh, and Everson Walls too. But Darius Slay, I definitely do like. I'm going to put him up here at S tier. Again, the card plays well. Deep out zone KO is a nice plus for a lot of people. It's not 1 AP like Ty Law's, but I do think Slay definitely plays better than Ty Law. And also getting that free pick artist is also very nice too. That also, I kind of wish Ty Law got free pick artist too, because even if you play man, 0 AP pick artist, of course, you know, why not run an ability that is almost kind of a staple. The next man up is Ronde Barber. He's our first captain upgrade legend, I believe, right? Because we have the captains. This is the first one that's gotten like a real upgrade in the game. 95 speed, 93 acceleration, 93 agility, 97 COD, 90 awareness, 90 play rec, which is Obviously, a pretty important threshold for corners to hit against the run and things like that. But, you know, pretty similar stats to Slay. Good pursuit, 5'10", so a little bit shorter than Slay. And then for the abilities, I guess he gets a decent mix. Like, you're going to want to play him in the slot for sure. And it'll be more enticing for the man coverage guys because medium route for one's actually really good. There's not many corners that really get it. I mean, there's a couple here, 22 of them, but not many corners, as you guys can see. So I do like, yeah, I mean, for one, my bad. Yeah, for one, you guys can kind of see. For one, there's only Ramsey, Ray Lewis you can't get right now. Just Ramsey and Barber right now, the only two guys that get it for one. So, Ronde Barber, I'm going to put him at S tier. The thing is, like, Sherman could also arguably be up here. To me, Sherman 93 speed right now. He's got good stats. He does get the special, you know, limited time collector's edition, you know, abilities or whatever, you know, X factors, which are nice. But, you know, we have 96 speed guys in the game now. We're going to start seeing a lot more of them come out with Jair coming out. We're going to talk about later in this video. So that's why Sherman's at A tier. And Ronde, to me, getting free pick artist and getting a good mix of zone and man abilities. I think he did a pretty good job with this card, honestly. So that's why Ronde is over Sherman. Again, I'll say this right now. If you don't need abilities, I would probably lean more Sherman. Even though it's a 2-speed difference. If you don't care about abilities at all, I would lean Sherman. But again, Ronde gets pick artist for free compared to a guy like Sherman, who I will pull up right here, who, you know, there you go. 1 AP pick artist and flat zone KO. This is Redux? This is Redux. So, and also another problem with Sherman is no deep out zone KO discount, but he does get the X Factor. He does get inside shade collector's edition as well as unstoppable force, which is unstoppable. I mean, universal coverage unstoppable, which means if it does turn on, it won't turn off, and obviously it turns into an absolute blanketing coverage. Also shutdown's nice too, but if you get like a discounted deep out zone KO, you probably would be up into S tier. And the only reason, I mean, obviously now he's a Redux that goes for 230, but you know, his other card was only expensive because he was an LTD, and you know, those LTDs just were not flying out of packs that week. So that's why Sherman was even priced at where he's at. So Sherman, I'm gonna leave it A tier, but yeah, I'll put Ronde at that for sure. And next up, we got Tariq Wan. I've heard some good things about this card, and also bad things. This card's on my team right now. He plays great for me. He definitely plays good for me. 6'4", 210, 94 speed with 93 acceleration. Let me see where I had him real quick. Okay, so Tariq Wan, yeah, I like this card a lot. Medium round K, obviously pick artist. Again, I run man to man, so if there are some man corners skewed a little bit, it's probably why. I think man's really, really good. And I also think man, honestly, with the amount of discounted man abilities, I mean, it felt like they almost gave his zone discounted abilities first before introducing more of the man discounted abilities. So, you know, pick artist isn't free, but medium route KO, but because he's 6'4" with 94 speed, you're gonna find a way to make him work on your team, right? You're gonna find a way. In bigger corners, the reason why I like bigger corners, if you're newer to the game, is because of how you kind of can undercut routes this year and kind of balls that you don't think players can get their hands on. The taller players kind of get this animation where it looks like they almost are holding a bucket and they just have their head turned and the ball just falls into their hand. That's what it looks like. That animation is the ones I love, and I think it's like if you can undercut a route, it's very, very nice. So Tariq Wan plays great for me. I've had no problem with the card. I love his Harvest card. I love all of his cards so far this year. I'll put Tariq Wan up here at S tier. One card I also do want to talk about is the Caleb Evans card as well. So we'll pull up that card real quick. You cannot get this card yet. You definitely cannot get this card yet. But 6'2", 95 speed, 94 zone coverage. The one problem is his man-to-man coverage. But once that's over 90 using strat cards, if you're running man, you should have man-to-man strat cards. So you should be okay there. But look at the depth of his ability setup. I mean, deep out zone KO for 2. Chuck out is 0. So pretty much the same thing as, I like a better setup than Ty Law and also a better build than Ty Law as well. So this card could be good. Obviously good for man and zone. I wish he had free pick artist again, but still pretty good. I probably wouldn't use Chuck out. I probably would either run one of these 2 KOs depending on what you run on defense. And then deep zone KO again with him being a corner. I don't love the vision there, but a Caleb Evans card does look pretty good. And yeah, you could definitely debate. I would definitely hear a debate for the Woolen card over this card. I would hear the debate. But I know the play rec over 90, the one better speed. The one problem would be the man coverage, but with strat cards, that's no problem, right? So Woolen kind of mid S tier, which is obviously still very good for a position like cornerback that's so deep in my opinion. You could probably still use Christian Gonzalez like 100%. You probably still could. So a very deep position. Even Julius Brent's 92 speed, good size. Like he's able to play. Even Night Train Lane, this card could still play for you, right? So a very deep position. So being an S tier as a corner is definitely top end. It doesn't mean the same as it would mean to a quarterback, right? In my opinion, because that position is not as deep. And next man up is Steven Nelson. 95 speed, 94 acceleration, good COD, good agility, under 90 in play rec and awareness, but 93 man coverage, 90 zone, 94 press, decent hands, 85 pursuit is actually pretty solid. 5'11", so you're going to want to look for those good KOs. I like this card because it's short route KO. Short route KO is really, really nice. Jerrel Alexander is the only guy who gets it for 1 AP. The way I look at my route KOs is I like short, deep, and then medium. That's the way I would look at them. So I feel like short's good if you're getting pressure because the opponent wants to throw the ball quick out to the flat. And you kind of got to read and react, notice what cornerbacks are in positions, short route KO positions, which ones are more in the deep route positions, which usually is the outside guys. But obviously, your opponent can kind of scheme around it or whatever in the game because they can see what abilities you're running. But Jerrel Alexander for 1 AP, and then again, Steven Nelson gets it for 2. So, pretty similar cards in build and things like that. We're going to talk about Jair in a second, but I like Steven Nelson's card. Let me see where I had him real quick just so I can remember. Sorry. Okay, Steven Nelson. I'm going to put him. So the thing is, this is a tough one. This is honestly a tough one with Steven Nelson because I love the short route KO on the card. I also do love, of course, the free pick artist that he's able to get too. And also the speed's really good. I think I'm going to put... I had him here, but I almost would want to adjust a little bit. But I don't think I'm going... I think I'm going to leave Steven Nelson there. I'm going to leave him there. Because in a man-to-man scheme, that card has a lot of value, and even not in a man-to-man scheme, pick artist is still really good. You're still looking for KOs on the shorter guys, like under 6 foot, 6'1", somewhere in there. You kind of want to look for the guys that can get KOs. I mean, obviously, KOs on everyone's valuable, but you definitely going to rely a little bit more on those KOs on the shorter players. Look at a guy like Palomalu's reinforcement ability. Even though he's 5'10", that reinforcement ability is still so broken because you get a KO everywhere, whether you're playing man or zone, doesn't matter. Even can blow up runs. It's like you have inside stuff or no outsiders. So, KOs and abilities, I value those quite a bit, even on some of the smaller players. And next up, we got the limited time Cameron Sutton. The stats on this card look really good. I wish he was a little bit better against the run. But 95 speed with 96 acceleration. Again, good man coverage stats, all that good stuff, and does get the same exact setup as Steven Nelson. So very similar cards. You guys can see it there. Their prices are about 100K difference. If you are playing man, getting both those guys is nice. The only problem is that he's a team of the week card, so only does get lines chems, which this Madden has turned into just a promo theme team frenzy. I think EA kind of realized that the promo theme was making them so much money, so they just kind of fully committed to it. And I do expect that to be the case for the rest of the year, just them jumping from promo to promo to promo. There'll probably be a Super Bowl promo chems. All that stuff will probably happen, you know what I mean? Probably, it's going to be scary, but once the Team of the Year comes out, there's Team of the Year chems or even Honors chems. Like, they could get nasty. Honors chems could get disgusting. But Cameron Sutton's nice. I would pretty much put Cameron Sutton and Steven Nelson back-to-back on each other. If you have playoff chems, obviously you're going to want to lean Steven Nelson, right? Because Steven Nelson can get up to +3 speed if you give 60-60, which is possible, but not everyone's able to do it because you have to use the LTDs. But both these cards are pretty equal, same ability setup, pretty much the same height, all that stuff, pretty much same stats. So Steven Nelson, Cameron Sutton, pretty much interchangeable, depending on your team situation. And next up, we got Champ Bailey. 6 foot, 95 speed, good acceleration. You guys see the stats there, even a little bit better against the run than those last two guys that we looked at. I love Champ Bailey cards. I really do. He's going for $1 million right now, so obviously a little bit more of a price tag on him, but I do think he's better than the last two cards we just looked at. Doesn't get short route KO, but does get deep route KO and medium route KO. And lurk artist on corners, it's like you would rather have pick artist if you can't click on in time and make the play. You know what I mean? Like, it just happens too fast. But lurk artist, if you're able to click on and hit the ag or hit the Y by yourself, you can get some pretty nutty animations. I wouldn't say it's, previous gen acrobat like, but still very good. Lurk artist still very, very good, and this is pretty much can be pick artist. It's pretty, to me I think it's actually better than pick artist in a way because you also get some better animations in it too. So I do like Champ Bailey for that reason, and the fact lurk artist is free on him. I think puts him to the top of S tier for now. Definitely a top tier card. Has the size, has the coverage stats, has the acceleration, has the play rec and awareness, has the hands, good against the run, good build, good abilities. So Champ Bailey easily, top of S tier for now. And next up, we have the AKA Rattler. And this card, I do like. I think he has some holes, right? I think the 91 acceleration, it scares me a little bit. Also, under 90 awareness, play rec scares me too. But if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know I value corners that can tackle. Something I've always kind of just loved just having, because against the run, like, especially if you just kind of sit in lighter formations, you're going to want to have those cards that can help you out a little bit, that maybe are corners, right? So that's like, he has the holes, you know what I mean, the acceleration, the play rec, but then he has 96 hit power. And with him being an AKA, he also does get inside shade for free, which turns on and off. So if you're playing man-to-man, there's a lot of value here, because on like half the snaps, you're going to have better reactions to in-breaking routes pretty much in man-to-man coverage. Also free pick artist. So the fact you're also able to run that for 0 AP to me is pretty, like, it's pretty valuable, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So 500K, I haven't really gotten around to upgrading my team. I've had a lot going on, but I'm definitely going to be adding Kenric Riley to my squad. I think he fits everything I like in a corner, which is, a man-to-man corner. Also can tackle. Also good enough speed, where I think he can play pretty well. So I think Kenric Riley, I don't think I can put him over Champ Bailey. I don't think I can. But Kenric Riley, a really good card. Yes, for zone, he isn't perfect because you don't care about the inside shade. But even in zone, like in the slot, you know, if you're not running like a flat zone or a mid zone, having that free pick artist on a 96 hit power guy close to the line of scrimmage, there's value in that too, regardless of what you play on defense. From what I've seen, I think the consensus is there's more zone guys in the game this year, or more people that play zone in the game this year. But I mean, man coverage, I'm telling you, I think it's gonna be really, really good, mainly because we're getting a lot of discounts, and to me, man, like I only have like a couple man abilities on my defense, and man still is so baggy. So we're gonna start getting a lot more, you know, short route KOs and things like that. And when that happens, it's just gonna feel super broken out there. So Kenric Riley, obviously a stud. But let's get on to the next card. And the next card is the 95 LTD Jerrel Alexander, going for 1.6. Again, if you want this card, it's crazy to say, but you're gonna have to wait till Super Bowl, because people are going to sell their playoff teams and build Super Bowl teams. Same with Stroud, right? Stroud also criminally expensive. His price will drop. You know, it will drop. So, right, Jerrel Alexander, 96 speed, 95 acceleration, 90, 90, 90, 90 everywhere. Good jumping. 5'10" though, which could be a problem for some people. And again, paying 1.6 for a 5'10" corner is a little bit crazy, but they gave him good KOs. They did him right. So he does get like pretty much the cheapest route KOs, depending on what situations you put him in, depending on your defense. So deep route KO, short route KO, you know, it is what it is. He does get outmatched for 0, I guess, in this slot. So outmatched is just better. I guess the move would be, because he does get better against running back. So maybe putting him in the slot would be the move, but maybe going in the slot with outmatched and short route KO. And he also does get unstoppable acrobat, which is pretty good. Pick artist unstoppable. I mean, that's actually not bad. Yeah, so I probably would go short route, outmatched, and unstoppable. Pick artist on the card. Probably would outrun on him. Acrobat could get a little cheeky, but it's just not as good as it has been in years past, right? So Jerrel Alexander, good discounts, whether you have him going down the field making the KOs, or short route if you're blitzing a lot, is also very good there too. So Jair, I think for now he's gonna be at the top of the S tier in front of all the guys we've named so far. We still have one more cornerback to, of course, talk about today. And that is, of course, Randy Moss. He does have a Redux now. It's still 1,000,000 coins, so he's still very expensive. But 95 speed, 94 acceleration, at 6'4", and also 88 hit power is really, really nice. Great hands, obviously, with him being a receiver turned to cornerback. And for the abilities, he also does get some pretty good ones. Lurk artist, like I mentioned with Champ Bailey, also does get unstoppable inside shade, unstoppable deep zone KO. So regardless if you play man or zone, this guy has a spot for you. If you're playing zone, you would probably go Lurk artist with probably unstoppable deep zone KO, which is every zone is getting, the KOs down the field, right? If you're playing man, you probably would go unstoppable inside shade. Maybe even bottleneck, because it kind of works a little bit different. Probably bottleneck with Lurk artist, but I think Lurk artist definitely. And then depending on if you play man or zone, you would pick the X factor based off that. But obviously the build on Randy is super complete. Probably the best corner I've used so far this year. I did sell him back when he was going for 2.9 or whatever he was going for, but now for 1,000,000, I can maybe buy him back. I still do have a 0-chill team, so not the end of the world there. But Randy Moss, I think, is cornerback number 1 right now in Ultimate Team. My top 5 cornerbacks right now in MUT. Randy at 1, Jair at 2, Champ at 3, Ken at 4, and then again, Steven Nelson and Cameron Sutton interchanging at that number 5 slot. But there's a lot of the corners right now. Again, you could probably, I still use Devin Hester, Calvin Johnson, 6'5", 92 speed, Marcus Peters is solid, Martin Emerson solid. Even the free Revis is actually pretty good too. I'll show you that card real quick. The free Revis is pretty nice. We go here, then we'll go to here, then we'll upgrade him. So 93 speed, 94 man, 92 zone, and also does get 0 MP pick artist and medium route KO. So you probably would go pick artist if you're playing zone, but he for a free card, honestly not bad. Honestly, not bad. So you drop a comment down below. Who's too high? Who's too low? Hopefully, I didn't miss any names. I didn't miss Will Levis on my cornerback tier list. And also, I recorded that video before Jared Goff and Josh Allen came out, which is on me, but I really couldn't do anything else about it. Yeah, I think this one turned out pretty well though. So drop a comment down below, and of course, as always, I will see you boys in the next one.